for the Get to the Point review.
Oh, wrong one. Boom. Hello. Oh, gotta get it to focus on us.
Is it working?
Focus. It's not focusing on us. It's not focused on us.
Why is that focus not on
How
us?
dare it not focus on us? Well,
I guess I'll
everyone.
get it.
Why?
I thought we were
has nothing to do-
focusing. A focus.
It doesn't focus. It doesn't focus like that. It's not
Yeah,
like a
that's
DSLR.
not how it works.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Get to the Point Review podcast. I am your co-host, Kelly McKinney of Hohenheim Productions.
And I'd be the other co-host, Josh Gibson of Fourth Wall Players.
And tonight is a special New Year's Eve edition of the podcast, and we are joined by very special co-hosts.
I'm Catherine Gibson, also Fourth Wall Players.
And
Rena Lou. Just Rena Lou.
it's just Rena Lou.
Just Rena Lou.
Just mysteriously Rena Lou.
I like to keep it mysterious, you know.
And this, being that we dealt with a pandemic this year, and most of it was
What?
shut in. Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
That's
Here.
a thing?
It's been basically how we decided to approach this particular episode is that it's been a disaster of a year. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
we kind of went with disaster movies. And we even started by reviewing the disaster that was Black Widow. And of course, we call it a disaster because it didn't actually come out. It was scheduled for March
I don't know what you're saying. I watched the whole thing.
2020. Yeah, and so did I. During this pandemic,
Yes.
like I said, it was released. It was actually released
Yeah.
in our minds, March 2020. And so we each have our very special, as usual, get to the point review on said movie. So Josh,
So Black Widow's our first one?
Black Widow is our first one.
Let me consult my notes. Alright, let's see. Black Widow. Alright, so my review of Black Widow 2020 is Scarlett Johansson dominates in this spy thriller. The face swap between her and Florence Pugh was an unexpected twist and an expert way to defeat a villain who had their characters' movesets memorized.
Okay, we watched very different movies.
I don't know what you were watching, that's what I saw.
Because I had Natasha and her Russian family face the Ultimate Avenger in a Winter Soldier level inspired film. And that's
still
basically
works.
it. Does work. It does. It's just I basically went and watched the new Rockstars trailer breakdowns
yeah.
and tried to put together as though I had watched the movie
Right.
from just the trailers.
Oh, I just guessed the plot.
Yeah, that should have been like a meme video then, right?
video, yeah.
Shameless plug. So now naturally, because that didn't actually come out as part of the disaster that is 2020, which is ending tonight in exactly.
Are you sure?
22
it's
minutes.
It's
not gonna repeat.
2020.0.
We will see
because
here
I'm not convinced.
Are we gonna wake up and it's gonna?
Yeah, we'll
it's
see here in
Groundhog
21
Year.
minutes if it's December
like-
32nd.
Groundhog Year. I just
Yes.
that needs to be a movie now about
a thing.
2020. Groundhog Year.
It's a thing.
Sounds horrific.
It does sound horrific. Speaking of horrific movies, the actual movie that we've decided to make our primary feature for this episode, for the New Year's Eve episode, was the remake of The Witches.
Yeah.
Roald Dahl's The Witches. And so originally this had the original in 1990 has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so I think it says a lot of what we could expect from both of our Get to the Point reviews, that the new version has a 49%
And that's
on Rotten
high.
Tomatoes. And that's high. And that's high.
high.
And that's high. So Josh, why don't you start with your Get to the Point review on the movie?
I had 3 different points, and I actually wrote them backwards, but I'm going to read them in the right order. So first off, Chris Rock was probably the worst choice to be a narrator for this movie. Like, it was so distracting, I felt like I was hearing Rufus from Dogma every time he talked.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And number 2, also, I think Octavia Spencer was having some sort of stroke during filming. I mean, she's using English words, but they don't make any sense. Like, when she's doing her, like, phrases.
They really did have the strangest, like, home-cooked phrases in there. Now, plenty of them I actually recognize, like, things that my grandpa would say.
Right. Okay.
But my grandpa is an old Irish white man.
Mm-hmm.
So
it doesn't
it
make a
doesn't
lot of sense.
exactly line up, no.
And my third point is, I can't believe they spent $45 million on this high school reenactment of a popular 90s movie.
Yeah, right. For me, the original was terrifying when I was a children, and the most terrifying
When you were a children.
when I was a children. Yeah, when
He
I was
was
a children.
multiple children.
When he was
I
a
was
children.
back when I was multiple children, before I became one whole person.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the original was terrifying though. When I was a
that
kid.
Artful Monsters?
Hey, Artful.
Artful?
Yeah, and we also have a listener. Yo, hey,
Thanks
how
for
is
listening,
everyone?
listener.
Okay, so my get to the point review on The Witches. I also attribute a lot of awfulness to Chris Rock here. Chris Rock
So bad.
ruins the terrifying and sad tale by Roald Dahl. This movie was chickenified. Written and directed. Yeah, hey, you know what? They're the
They
ones who
used the
used it in the
term. Oh
movie.
my God, I
They
was like,
used the
what?
movie in the term of the movie. It's not my fault. And
The
it was
Twilight Zone's already starting.
the Twilight
Yeah.
Zone has already started,
It has.
and it was obviously
Why is it just
written
you guys
and
that are out of
directed.
focus now?
I don't know.
matter.
Because we're a little further back. We're also, and it was very obviously written.
We're
and
probably
directed.
focused. They can probably see everything.
I don't. Like, it's so weird. Okay, sorry.
And
Moving on.
it was very obviously written and directed by three blind guys. Yeah, guys, let me finish my review.
Three blind guys.
Before you guys chime in,
Mice.
please. All right, and so the review that we went in, so with our main, somewhat relevant or newest movie that we always review, the next thing we do is we give a get to the point style review on an actual review of the movie.
Yes.
And this one, we chose a review by Common Sense Media, written by Sandy Agula Chen.
Yes.
And she gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Josh, what did you have to say about this review?
Clearly, she didn't watch the film, or possibly she was paid off by Robert Zemeckis.
That's all you had to
That's
say
all I
about
got
this
to say.
review?
I mean,
Oh,
I said everything
boy.
I needed to in my review.
Well, I said something similar at the beginning. There's no way we watched the same movie. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
This Common Sense review seems to lack its title to tribute. Even viewing the movie with no previous knowledge of the original, okay, the conclusion was unsatisfying. The Joker smiles were uninspired.
This is weird.
On the witches, that's so weird. And the narration is incredibly off-putting. There's multiple times I could count in the film where he's literally telling us what we are seeing on film.
Like when he walks into the empty
Like
room.
when he walks into it, says,
the room was empty.
The room was empty. There wasn't a soul in the place. It's like it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And so to keep in line with the fact that this was a pretty disastrous year, we also went ahead and we were taking a look at different events basically throughout our childhood and into our adulthood that sort of mimicked the panicked pandemic height of the year 2020.
Right.
And I think the very first thing that I checked off on here is the Y2K event.
Yep, that was the first one we discussed.
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't familiar with what Y2K is and or was, it was the idea that when the year 2000 hit, a basically computer virus would close down the world, right?
Like Terminator
land us,
3.
yeah, Terminator 3, like basically would land us in the dark ages, and that was the whole idea behind it. And I remember dancing around in my grandpa's living room, listening to Prince's "I'm Gonna Party Like It's 1999."
Yeah.
Up until the moment we were expecting the lights to go off, and nothing happened. So that was a pretty big letdown because I've always looked forward to the apocalypse.
Mine was slightly different, Kelly. Something did happen.
Oh.
It was, to me, Y2K was just an overblown reaction to a shorted out firework display in downtown Kokomo. That's what happened there.
Everyone's story is different, folks. Everyone's story
Yeah,
is
and
different.
so what was? Do you remember Y2K?
Yes.
Were you there?
I mean,
Were you there?
yeah, I was
Okay.
obviously I was there.
Now would be the time. What do you remember about Y2K when you were a child? What do you remember about Y2K?
I was pretty sheltered at that time, so I don't.
But
I don't
was your
Like in a
mom-
bomb shelter? Or?
Yeah, like in a bomb shelter, like in Encino
well, with
Man?
Nona around. I mean, really, it's about like that. But I don't know. I don't remember it as clearly as dancing around the living room in
do.
Kokomo per se.
I do because my
because
mom,
I was in California, folks. But also, I think
The
I was like
Lions
12.
got it wrong. There's a typo. It's not. Yeah, I'd heard that one too, listener.
Oh, it's a typo. It
Yeah.
wasn't 2012. It was 2021. And actually, we're going to talk about actually 2012 being the end of the Mayan
wait for
calendar.
it.
Yeah, just wait. You're way ahead of us, listener. How dareth you?
I'm like, I really don't remember this at this point.
No.
I mean, how old was I really? I mean, who knows? It's a mystery, just like
You
Green
were
Aloof.
What about your
right?
parents, though, Catherine? Like, what do you remember from
What
It
Okay.
Y2K?
affected my family a little differently.
20?
You're 29, right?
Because my dad worked for the city power company at the time, and they were worried about things happening because of Y2K. That is the only time I can remember growing up that my mom pulled out the sofa bed in the living room, and my mom and my little brother and I all camped out on the sofa bed that night because Dad was in at work, expecting Y2K to hit. And so we watched a movie, I believe it was The Prince of Egypt. We watched that on VHS.
Oh, nice.
VHS,
Yeah.
That's a classic, though.
and-
It's a good one.
Then my brother and I fell asleep at some point, and when we woke up in the morning, Dad was home again because obviously nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my
But-
gosh.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
Crazy.
I do.
Oh, Ghost is here. Oh, what's up, Ghost?
What's up, Ghost?
Oh, man, we were just discussing Y2K, so don't be afraid to share naturally in the chat your memory of Y2K. Now, most of you probably were born after the year 2000.
Yeah, if you weren't born yet, then don't share.
Yeah, then don't
Oh
even
my.
try. Don't even try.
Oh
It's
my.
okay. But you would know about 2012, especially being that it was a movie, right?
It was a movie made
So-
in 2009.
Oh my
ironically.
goodness.
And so, like,
That was the year my youngest son was born.
yeah, for me, with moving on. So the next one being on our list was, of course, 2012, the Mayan Civilization, the end of Mayan Civilization.
Right.
And
Oh.
for me, I never believed that was going to happen. As far as I understood, it was just as far as they had plotted out their calendar in the future.
Ghost, I'm
Right.
here for you.
I made Crusading Horsemen. I know this is off topic, but hey, lol. No memory of Y2K. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know
So-
why I remember it so prominently. I guess Kokomo, we just all talked about
Same
it.
here.
Huh?
Well, and like you and I think we're just at the right age group too.
yeah, for sure.
Like it
I
was
mean,
like the
because
first major thing that we were really aware of.
12 years old.
Other
Yeah,
than like
yeah.
the O.J. Simpson trial. But-
Right. Well, I mean, and think about it. It was pretty much a year before
Well, and,
9/11.
And if you think
right?
about it, like every
The O.J.
TV show
Simpson
in
trial.
existence had a Y2K episode at the time.
yeah,
And,
they did. Yeah,
Or at least every
So-
comedy, I should say.
Right.
But
Right.
so anyway, where were we at now?
2012, the end of Mayan
The year our son
civilization.
was
End of
born.
Mayan Civilization. I thought you were talking about the movie, dog.
I know that, but that's
Oh.
going to be part of. That's
Well,
going to be.
I've got the review for the movie.
Right. That'll be once we move into the movies
Mm.
part of this. We're still talking about the.
Team
the
Stargate had a
actual
pretty
event.
good concert based on it. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Team Stargate had a good
Yep.
concert based on it. Was anyone you knew worried that the world was going to end? in
Not really. I think by
2012?
that point we were kind of jaded at end of the world things.
I was really upset about Y2K, so
Yeah.
there was no way I was
We were
going
all-
to put
we were all
stock
really
into
let
another
down
apocalypse.
after 2000.
I
And
can see that.
I've never really been afraid of the world ending at this point.
Oh, I look forward to an apocalypse. I think it'll be a really a good experience for mankind.
so
overall.
so what was your? You already did your thing about 2012, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna go. You're gonna go ahead and give your get to the point review on the movie.
Well, I don't know if these two ladies wanted to share something about the year,
Not
the
really.
apocalypse. No,
Because you know
No,
what?
yeah, because it wasn't. I guess
it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it
Our
didn't
son
really
was
strike
born.
us.
Our son was born.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel like
so the opposite happened
Yeah.
for you guys in 2012.
I feel like 2020 was worse than most of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. No, we're getting there. We're building up to it.
Yeah, we're building
Yeah.
up. We're building up to it. Yeah. No, well, I mean
Remember when everyone thought 2016 was the
considering-
worst?
well,
yeah.
because Trump was in office.
Well, there's
yeah.
a lot of things that happened actually, but yeah, mostly because Trump won office. But yeah, everybody thought 2016 was the worst, and we had no idea what we were getting ourselves in for.
Right. And so, yeah, and then, of course, naturally, the 2020 pandemic event, which the thing is my thoughts, or I guess questions on it would be, is 2021 going to be any different?
Oh,
We feel like
Not in the
anything's going to
beginning.
No,
change.
they wanted us
20
to wear masks.
the
Now we're
beginning.
wearing the goddamn masks. Excuse my language, but it's true.
It's okay.
I only
God
said that in
damn
case
it.
my Nona watches. She'll only watch if I force her to, but you know. Point being is that now we're wearing masks and walking around staring at each other like everyone's going to rob a store. And you know what? Everyone might. So,
well, if we don't get those stimulus checks, we will.
There we go.
Don't have any money to buy
My
anything.
bank account remains unstimulated as well. So
All right, and so Josh, you have a get to the point review on the movie 2012.
The movie 2012, yes.
Let's hear it.
I have John Cusack auditions for Day After Tomorrow, 5 years too late. Also, Morgan Freeman wasn't available, so Danny Glover got to play the president.
There you go. Nice. And now, I had, moving right into basically the bulk of what is normally our episode, we have, just as a reminder, everyone, we have about 9 minutes for our countdown to midnight here,
Woo!
Eastern Standard Time.
We are not going to finish this podcast before midnight. Yeah.
That was not the plan.
I know it wasn't. But...
That was totally not the plan.
Well, I thought we'd finish the podcast and just kind of hang out after, but yeah, it's cool.
Out of these, out of the list that I have on my movie, the closest one to 2012, I guess, I have is probably 28 Weeks Later.
Well, I have 28 Days Later, so I should probably do that one first.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to figure out which one. Did you have 5 movies on your list this time? We both do. Okay, so exactly. So, all right, then.
You have like
I'll
Day
give
After
one
Tomorrow or some other disaster movie?
Nope.
Oh.
Terror Squad, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Disaster Artist, and Interstellar.
Okay, well, no. Shoot.
the Terror Squad's the one that you were watching earlier.
Go Terror Squad. Let's do that.
Terror Squad. Okay. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, which would be everyone,
all of you,
no one knows who what the
unless
Terror
you're a friend of
Squad
mine from
is.
Facebook that signed on.
Yes. Only if you grew up in Kokomo, then you absolutely probably know what Terror Squad is. Terror Squad is one of the few Hollywood films made in Kokomo, and it's had Chuck Connors in it. It was made in the year 1988, and
a lot of my teachers were cameos in it.
Yeah. And well, I just love recognizing the hallways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know where that's at.
Yeah.
I remember
I've
that
been there.
classroom. Yeah.
I punched that locker once. I mean,
But my get to the point review on this
my
movie
gosh.
goes like so. It doesn't really surprise me that my hometown would get attacked in the year I was born by the worst terrorists ever.
worst.
That was my impression of the Simpsons
I was
character.
about to say, was that the comic book guy?
That was the comic book guy.
I felt
from
like that
the
was
Simpsons.
the comic book guy.
I
from
thought
The
I
Simpsons.
tried to do a good job
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes I try.
But the whole thing's nostalgia. But what an awful movie! It's and they are the worst terrorists ever.
I love the cut where the bus is like rounding the corner and it changes what bus it is.
Yes, and
know
not
what I'm
only
talking about?
it
Like-
changes what bus it is, but it's like for those that know the geography of Kokomo, we're talking about like going from like the north side of town
Sorry, the dogs are freaking out because of
to the
fireworks.
far east. Yeah,
So just ignore them.
the geography changes wildly. We go from like the far east side of Greentown to like suddenly downtown
Right.
Kokomo,
Right.
firing into store windows and stuff. It was pretty ridiculous. Oh, I think.
What's he yelling about?
I'll check on them. But yeah, so there we go. I had Terror Squad. Okay, and since you have 28 Days Later, I'd do that one next, so I can.
So
do
we're gonna go with
28
28 Days Later, so you can do yours. All right.
Yeah.
So my review on 28 Days Later was a reimagining of the year 2021, where a man wakes up from a coma to discover that anti-maskers have become so rabid they are eating anyone they can find.
Nice. And then following right in line with that, I went ahead and did the sequel, 28 Weeks Later, which, for that, mine says, my introduction to both Robert Carlyle and Jeremy Renner. Now, that's
Really?
when the movie originally came out,
Wow.
yes. That was the first time I had ever seen Robert Carlyle or
I watched
Jeremy
it just
Renner.
I'm
because
laughing
Robert
at
Carlyle wasn't it?
Artful's comment.
If your computer mouse has 4 legs, and it probably isn't your computer mouse. You're not wrong.
It was Lulu.
Yeah, it was Lulu. It was Lulu.
Did Lulu get on the camera?
But
I did
besides
that.
being my introduction to both Robert Carlyle and Jeremy Renner, this Hollywoodized sequel realistically spurns the series on, but with George Romero flair, rather than its terrifying first rendition.
Right, yeah, it wasn't nearly as scary.
No, it wasn't as scary, but like despite Hollywoodizing it with that whole George Romero feel,
Yeah.
like they
I liked
still,
it.
I still really enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's just that,
But it was less about like the horror of like, oh god, we're in a zombie apocalypse,
and more of like this is a badass zombie movie.
yeah,
like, with,
more like let's get the hell out of here and go somewhere else where the zombie apocalypse isn't as bad.
right.
Like,
It was pretty cool. And so what's next on your list here?
let's see, I got Cats, I got Blues Brothers 2000, and I got Suicide Squad. I want Suicide Squad to be my last one.
Okay, and I want Disaster Artist to be my last one, so go ahead with whichever one.
Okay, I'll go with Cats. All
Okay.
right. Earmuffs. All right.
I actually enjoyed the film.
I will say before I do this that it wasn't as bad as I think people make
It out to be. Yeah.
They just really weren't ready for it.
Right.
Like, they were just so thrown off.
Well, go ahead.
But it was mediocre, that being said. But anyway, great performance by Jennifer Hudson is overshadowed by some ungodly cross-contaminated... I don't even know what I wrote there. Oh, ungodly cross-contaminations of cats with people. CG artist gave up adding clothes on Idris Elba halfway through the movie. And pretty sure Judi Dench sucked out my soul on her last song.
Oh, no.
She spins the entire song, and it's like a soft, like, solo, and she stares right at the camera, which is like this close to her face the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
You know, when we had first added this to the list, I had brought something up about it that I think that they should have, instead of making it a movie, they really should have just filmed it the way they did Hamilton.
Yeah.
Done it on Broadway, because it's a beautiful play on Broadway. It's interactive. It's fun.
And when you're watching live theater, your suspension of disbelief is a little
It's
bit more...
way different.
Yeah, like
it's
you're
way
not
different.
looking for the realist. You're looking for the truth, not the reality.
Right. Well, and not only that, but over the years, they've perfected the Cats costumes in the live theater versions so well. Why not just stick with those? Like,
Right.
we're not going to be like, oh, these are just people. We know they're people.
Or go full CG or do an animated movie. Like, I just feel like they tried to do a little bit of everything and it was too much.
I guess too, one thing that was distracting about the movie that wouldn't have been a problem if they had filmed it like they did for Hamilton was the sets and the backgrounds and everything went from distracting up close, huge versions of furniture and whatnot that wasn't quite to scale as far as the cats were supposed to be cat size, and also the idea that, well, some of it, Josh commented at one point that it looked like we were watching like a playthrough of a video game because of the way the backdrops and backgrounds kind of appeared.
Yeah, like they weren't very cleanly put together and it looked like it was rushed.
Interesting.
But
Very interesting.
Other than that, I did enjoy the film.
but you and I were expecting something different. Like, I feel like a lot of people had an issue with it because really, if you guys aren't familiar with the musical Cats, like, there's not really a story. It's just a bunch of different cats who are introducing themselves one night to, like, see who gets to, like, go to cat heaven or whatever. And I guess cat reincarnation, technically. And that's how the movie is. And so people are like, well, there's not really a plot to the movie. It's like, because there's not one to the original script. Like, they're just doing the script and they're filming it.
Right.
So, I mean, it just is what it is. Like,
In watching the movie, I really didn't have any expectations going in. I just...
well, she's very upset about the movie, too.
Yeah, Lou's very upset about it. Naturally, as dogs would be very upset about it.
Yes.
Do not talk smack about... Okay, we've got listeners saying, do not talk smack about cats. I love
Exactly.
cats.
I wasn't.
Yes.
I mean, I wasn't. I was just saying, like...
See?
No, we're
See?
talking...
People did like the movie.
We have a fond appreciation for the live theater version.
Right,
For
right,
sure.
right.
As far as the film
What's that
being
say?
mediocre, enjoying the cast doing their best version of
I
Cats
also
is
feel like they
fun.
made a mistake with going with big-named
almost
actors over going with, people...
And folks, we have it. We're
Is it
actually
New Year's?
we're coming into midnight. Yeah, we're coming up on the hour here, and let's see if I bring this up.
I'm gonna spike.
If I bring this up. If I bring this up.
Oh my gosh.
If I bring this up. Okay, so
If he brings
we're
this
10.
up, it's
We're
New
10
Year's.
seconds away. 10,
9,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Midwest and East Coast and stuff.
Woo! We don't have any music.
Dun 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 dun. Ta-da.
Oh.
And the show continues. So, following Cats, we go into the Get to the Point review of
And all of a sudden,
Interstellar.
it's the new year. Yep, by 2020.
The Broadway recording. That would be really awesome. I haven't seen the movie version. Oh, and all of a sudden it's the new year. Yeah, right. It just boom, just like that, and goes. It's 7 o'clock. Right, exactly. Which means that there's a potential that I could be up playing video games with you when you're bringing in New Year. Your
There you go.
New
So you're
Year.
gonna have to shout him back.
Yes, the movie Interstellar. That's our next Get to the Point review, and for this, I put that this movie makes me cry literally every time. And I feel like I've started, like, how many reviews that way now? Probably 3.
He cries a lot.
I cry a lot at movies.
Just at the movies.
The movie is the meme. The famous meme is the crying
Let's
part,
go.
is it not?
I'm taking my dogs out of here.
Okay.
Well, it's like
folks.
World War III for the poor dogs.
But to continue the get to the point review, this movie makes me cry
Sorry,
literally
guys.
every time. But I never really know how to feel about the conclusion that love is quantifiable. As much as I'm a hopeless romantic and want to believe that, and as much as Anne Hathaway's, surprisingly, I mean, as far as because we just did The Witches.
I love Anne Hathaway. She just
I
needs
love.
to stay
Not,
away
I didn't
from
mean.
doing
I didn't mean
voices.
surprisingly. I meant like ironically because we just watched The
Right,
Witches.
right,
That's
right.
what That's the word I was looking for. Ironically, Anne Hathaway was correct in the movie in saying that they should go to Edmund's planet, and then they made the objective call, which ended up being a mistake anyway, which is kind of crazy, right?
Dicks.
But yeah, so that's mine for Interstellar. What is next on your list, sir?
Well, I guess Blues Brothers 2000.
Okay.
Dan Aykroyd really needed some money and decided to make an abysmal sequel to a classic. The combined might of John Goodman and Joe Morton could not save this film. Some of the music was fun though. I mean, like when I was a kid, I really enjoyed it a lot more. But when you compare it to the original, it's like not even close.
Right. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. No. I mean, and that's the thing. That's what's interesting is that I still had so much fun watching the Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah, no, like it's still a fun movie. It's one of those. It's like, but it's not mediocre. Like people are still putting their all into it. It's just not the same thing. Just not the same type of movie as the original.
Right.
I mean, that's it.
For me, my next will be Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now, the reason why this made our pandemic end of 2020 review list is because it features scenes during the Black Plague. So, I put an era of British humor that may be sorely missed by a generation out of touch with history.
Yep.
Because it's a classic, and not only that, but I think about the children, I guess, today, as well as teenagers and just young adults, the things that they're considering. Like when I was a kid, this was an old movie. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
nowadays, Goonies is like ancient the way this
Right.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail would have been ancient for us, kind of thing. So it's just it was kind of a sad viewing experience because it's like, will this be lost to time?
Well, maybe there aren't a lot of. There are a lot of movies that aren't though. I mean, every child still watches The Wizard of Oz, right? And I mean that movie is
Well, thank
80 years old.
Well, at least for our children, right? Yeah, the
Well,
listener back in my day, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Bridge to Terabithia. Terabithia. Yeah, my bad.
You're fine.
Is the only movie to ever make me cry. Oh, really? Interesting. I'm sure I'd bawl. I cry at a lot of
Oh, no, you're on
movies.
Twitch, aren't you? You're not
I'm a big crier. So then next, okay, I just did Monty Python and the Holy Grail. What's next on your list?
Next on my list, and final, is going to be Suicide Squad. For some reason, I feel like we've done a review on this before. Maybe we just talked about
No.
it on what it is.
No, we've talked about doing a Note of Brilliance episode on it.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
right. Anyway,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
talked about it in depth. At least Kelly and I have. Sorry you guys missed out. So my review of it is going to be, kind of slow. That's it.
Wait. Over what movie?
Suicide Squad.
Kind of slow. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I was like, wait, does that make sense for
Like,
that?
I mean,
It does.
everybody's reviewed the crap out of the thing, so you don't need to hear me go into it.
No, but yeah, I guess so. But
Which
so,
is the
wait.
point of this podcast, by the way.
Yeah. So wait, but you see, yeah, which is the whole point. We get to the point in these reviews, right? We just get to the point.
And then we just talk about it forever afterwards.
Mel Brooks movies are classics, and everyone needs. I totally agree with that. Yeah, for sure. And well, this is the thing is that I think we need to have.
Watch Rhinoceros, listener. Watch Rhinoceros.
I was gonna say we need to have like the it's a shame that movie theaters are basically going away, not only just with today's social constraints, but also just in that we're streaming everything, because like playing the Mel Brooks movies in like a marathon on repeat and like charging people $3 to go in and be able to sit all day and watch them would be freaking amazing.
Mel Brooks movies are really
right?
great.
Like they're
for
perfect.
like group get-togethers.
Yeah, like
It's
that's
really
what I'm saying.
great
Like
for
a
that,
Mel
yeah.
Brooks marathon.
And they're still fun to watch like by yourself at home, but it's just one of those party movies, you know. I feel like Airplane's like that. It's
Airplane,
not Mel Brooks,
yeah.
but it's another good one.
No, but close enough.
Yeah.
As far as the parody style goes.
You gotta love Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Oh gosh, he's amazing. Okay, and so the last one on my list.
Uh-oh, you have one?
Yeah. I'm closing it out with the Disaster
I thought
Artist.
you did that. I'm sorry.
No, the
I was
Disaster
moving- I was
Artist.
ready to move on.
What I have to say about the Disaster Artist is the greatest drama since the Tennessee Williams. This is a movie that anybody can watch, and it's about human behavior. This is a movie you can
Hi,
watch
John, by the way. Sorry.
when you're fed up with the world. It's based on a true story of Babyface. The message is clear, okay? You just have to do it. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
We know our
I
our,
tried to do
our
my-
voices are awful. It doesn't matter. His is too.
I try to do my best. I try to do my best Tommy Wiseau. It's very good. Whatever he does. But we don't talk about him. We don't talk about what he does or where he lives, okay?
In case you guys are wondering who I shouted out in the middle of his review, it's actually my brother-in-law, John, who is a pretty cool guy. So, just shouting him out.
And
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And so that basically wraps up the 10, well, I guess technically 12 movies
Yeah.
that we reviewed during today's podcast. And it brings us to our last segment of the podcast, which would be our basically get-to-the-point review on a celebrity tweet and Twitter feed. And since we were going over, like, disasters of 2020 and everything else, yeah, come join back in, Catherine. And everything else, what we decided to do was basically we took a look at Zack Snyder's Twitter about the Snyder cut of the Justice League.
Did I write something down about that?
We did, and we took a look at it, but we didn't give a review.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember doing a review on that.
And now would be the time. And my get to the point review on the
Okay.
he basically keeps re-releasing the same footage of the trailer.
Right.
Pinning the tweet. That was what we saw. So the get to the point review on Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League
Justice League.
would be we're waiting.
Yeah.
You're reshooting the movie. Just be honest
Yeah.
and say you're reshooting the movie. Just
Like
do
it's
it.
it's so funny. Like I've heard conflicting reports about how he's barely added anything in, but then he's also shot like 40 hours worth of footage. So I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. Like at this point, it's literally just a reboot, and it's kind of shameless that they're still trying to pull this off as if it's like, oh, this was originally what was filmed, and it wasn't.
Right.
So, but anyway, I would say probably might get to the point review. As far as Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, I'm sorry guys, but it's still gonna suck.
And so that pretty much wraps up this New Year's episode of the Get to the Point Review podcast. And so for a closer behind the scenes look into everything we do here at Hohenheim Productions, I encourage you to become one of our patrons, where you'll gain access to video versions of the podcast, as well as hours of bonus content, such as production vlogs, outtakes, and much, much more. To sign up, visit patreon.com/HohenPro. That's patreon.com/HOHENPRO. And Josh?
Also, if you didn't know, Kelly and I shot a movie a few years back called The Here and Now. Formerly offered on Amazon Prime and is now exclusively located on the Fourth Wall Players Patreon page, as well as merchandise and behind-the-scenes content, such as leftover things from our live streams. Become a patron today at patreon.com/fourthwallplayers. That's patreon.com/fourthwallplayers. 4th Wall Players. All one word. I was getting really into that.
I know. It's so much fun reading our own versions of radio ads. And so I'll finish up by thanking BLINX Gaming. BLINX is a brain-boosting peak performance energy supplement stacked with a high-grade nootropic formula to enhance focus, boost energy, reduce stress, and increase mental acuity. It comes in 2 awesome flavors, sour raspberry, and what I'm drinking tonight is the citrus
Not the
grapefruit.
Fireball.
It's the citrus grapefruit. Find our affiliate link in the description below to find and order samples. And the bottle is pretty cool. They've got this patented blender ball, and it's just a lot of fun to shake. And I also recommend shaking it every time before you drink it, or you'll get a slight medicine taste. It is an energy supplement, so all the supplemental stuff in there. And so, let's see. Boom. I've stopped our video recording. Our audio recording for the podcast,
right.
And I'll cut it all from there. And now we can all just relax.
Now we can all
right?
relax.
We're not on the clock. There's no dead air, right?
Let us know, like, movies you guys watched this year that you weren't into. I mean, while we're all here, we might as well just,
Yeah, let us.
We want to hear from our people.
We want to hear from our people. You are our people. Let us know. Be the people of the people of the people. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
And let's see. We'll go ahead and get some more music going because now that this part isn't clipped into the podcast, basically we can we don't have to worry about this messing with the way we do our intros and outros and all that other stuff.
Also, for those of you who think that we don't do notes, I'm just going to show you right here. This
no.
is just this
Whoa,
episode.
yes. I made it in Blender. And so it's not only a lack of animation understanding, but also the fact that I made that like 7 years ago on a really old computer that I have so many fireflies in the render. I've learned more about animation software since then. I just haven't remade it yet. Because it's time consuming if you're not a whiz at it. But yes, I did make it in Blender. Awesome that you'd ask.
What's up?
I've also been playing with we've been playing with Unreal Engine as well. I have a vlog on web develop for that. Sorry for the lack in interactions. My friend want me to make more horse things.
Your friend's weird.
You're homie. You're good, homie. You're good, homie. Oh, we're so upset you didn't interact. Trust me, with Unreal Engine's awesome. I didn't watch many movies this year. More TV shows. I did watch Tenet recently, and it blew my mind. Really? You are a horse thing ghost. You are a horse thing ghost. There you go.
Ghost. Nobody.
Let him know.
And I don't even know who nobody is, but Ghost. Seriously, I have no words for you right now.
Don't mess with Rena.
But I came back to the camera for that.
Wow. Wow. She just came back here to tell you off, Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That's
So
a
how
serious
about
thing.
television shows? Because if you guys want to complain about Arrowverse, I am
really came
all
back for
over
the
that.
bottle. Came back for the bottle. That's what I came back for.
Hey, well, I pour me a shot first before you disappear with all the alcohol. So Tenet. When I watched that, you're not gonna like this, listener. When I watched it, I appreciated the acting. I was disappointed with the story. It did not blow my mind, but at the same time, I've done so much sort of side research into French science. Like, I've seen that theory on both time travel / telekinesis already explained a lot. You exploded Fallout 3's birthday party. Well, goodness, Artful, that sounds evil. 3 guests is coming to the nukes.
Whoops.
Fallout 3's birthday party. Interesting. So I'm clueless. Yeah.
That's all right. We're just here to talk about anything. If you guys have any psychological issues with 2020,
Any psychological issues with
this is a
2020?
safe space. Share it here.
Be safe, everyone.
I mean, it's not fully safe because Rena is here and she might go off on you.
Yeah, right.
But-
It's safe to an extent. It's as safe as much as the camera protects you.
Yes.
The space between you and the camera
I mean,
protects.
I don't just go off on people. It's really selective. The
On the floor.
But
ghost. It's not safe. Next thing you know, I'm knocking at his door.
She's over there plotting, Ghost.
Ghost, you're not safe yet. You're still in 2020, so.
Yeah, how safe can you really be?
Yeah.
I mean, I was recently, traveling, so I mean, it could
There you go.
happen.
For all you know, we just have a hologram of Rena here. She's not actually even here.
Right.
You
She's
don't
already
know.
on her way.
You don't know.
No.
We rewatched The Running Man the other night, and it was friggin' awesome.
The Running Man. I know I watched that when I was a little kid. I don't
I've watched
remember
both
the...
versions. I like the remake too. I mean, it's
I haven't
the
seen
same
remake.
movie.
I haven't seen the remake.
Well, it's Colin Farrell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You always things are unsafe.
That's just a prediction. No.
And I don't imagine there's any way that the
I was just wondering.
the
No, we're not doing anything official.
mic is picking up any of the fireworks
We're gonna
outside.
bring
But
my
there's
8-year-old
plenty of
in, guys.
fireworks
So it
going
might
on.
be hectic. It might be nothing. Just hold on to your butts.
And actually, folks, we'll be able to take a quick break right here.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let's see if it works.
Welcome to
It sure did.
Monday, and welcome to Hohenheim Productions Gaming Twitch stream. I should be right. I should be right.
You really shouldn't have.
Hey, you and I have the same mailbox. What's out of the jet? Shit. Oh, not ready to poop. The one time I'm not ready to poop. I'm sorry. Meet Omen Drawn at the Acquisitions Incorporated headquarters. This is a monumentous moment right here. Does it suck? Yeah, buddy. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh my god. I'm crying. I'm crying.
Subroutine. Sun. Failed to launch.
Which straight? We're gonna get started again today in our usual RP fashion.
Hey you. Yes you. Do you like playing games on your phone? Do you like watching streamers on Twitch? Then why aren't you trying Quest Mode? With Quest Mode, you can earn free subscriptions, tips, and more for your favorite streamers. And all by playing the games you probably already play on your phone. From your favorite streamer's page, find Quest Mode. Use your Twitch account email to sign into Quest Mode to connect them. Choose a quest. Complete a quest. And bask in the glory. Your riches and that given to your favorite streamers will earn you recognition and clout beyond that of a normal peasant viewer. So what are you waiting for? Start earning to play today.
Oh yeah, my destruction and stuff. My D is a penetrate. See?
Okay.
My D. I just got that. Sorry. I really didn't mean it like that. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh my god, that was brutal. Oh shit. That was the wrong tube. Oh my god. I think I just died. I think I died.
Yes! Yes! Why did I need to do that? I have no idea why I did that. Let's see here.
Well, I mean, because when we first got to Blighttown, you were like, "Oh, this place is the worst." And then, as soon as we started working through Blighttown, you're like, "Oh, Sands Fortress. Okay, this is the worst, you guys." And I'm like, "Okay, okay." So is it are we gonna get to one where it's like, "Oh man, this one's fun. It's like we can work through it tactically. You know, we're not in any real danger. You know."
Not at all. In Dark Souls, every place is the worst. Every place. All of them. They're all the worst, man.
Oh god, no. No! Oh my god! You killed me!
No one can forget Dank Souls. No one. It lives on forever.
Oh god. Wait, what? Just like that? Whoa! Oh, this is the perfect parry, son! Oh, get out of here!
Start decorating this thing. There you go, Megala. Got it going, mate. Yeah, I see it, yeah.
Listener, are you on PC, listener?
Yeah. Like, either off to the there you go, off to the side. There you go. That's it. There you go. Oh, we should clip that.
If you have a PC or a laptop, listener, I can show you how to go about claiming free games on Epic Games Launcher. They give away games sometimes every week, sometimes every few days, and it's an easy way to pick up free games, basically. And they're usually really good quality games. I've picked up some really awesome games over the years.
Don't we? That's always the best way to start. It's a lot of fun that way. What it does is it gives people confidence that we know what we're doing while we're streaming.
Yeah, we're professionals.
We're professionals. We're professionals first.
And boom, just like that, we'll come right back to since I decided it wanted to introduce Senor Hohenheim Pro. We'll just boom, right back to him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a magician. He's there all of a sudden. And cheers to everyone experiencing the new year.
I found this child outside.
Okay, so listener, even if it's an old laptop, let me see here.
You gonna fall off?
I was thinking of the best way to kind of
a
show
silver
you. Yeah, well, but also though, there are a lot of games. Like, okay, for instance, I had a laptop that was over 10 years old, and back even then, I played Diablo 2 a lot on it. There's a game. It's a free-to-play MMORPG. I don't know what sort of games that you do like or have any interest in. I know you said like you should play. You said I need to play more video games. So I don't know if you have much of a history with video games, but it's a top-down hack and slash.
I'm sure he gets it.
Path of Exile. It's from the very same creators of Diablo 2, and it'll run on basically any laptop, really. So that's one I'd recommend, and that one you don't need to like I said, you don't need to purchase. It's free to download and play. And I play that one as well as it's a super popular game still. I found this kid outside. All right then, LOL. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I found this kid outside.
He is now clinging on to a beanbag for dear life.
I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
I don't want it to knock over the light.
Right, I know.
But yeah, I'm a huge fan of MMORPGs because even though they're multiplayer role-playing games, you don't have to play them with other people. So, which oftentimes I don't. Honestly, I end up delving into the story on my own, kind of crawling through it, and I'm very much a role player on this channel, big time.
Whatever the fuck I want.
What you doing, baby?
I'm designing a.
Oh, your car magnet. Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Rena's designing a car magnet. Because that's something to do at 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's only 12:26.
Well, I can't go to bed because there's guests
It's
here,
only
so
12:26.
This is what we're doing.
I guess that's fair. She's got me there, guys.
And I said cheers earlier and didn't take the shot, so here we go.
Therefore, it doesn't count.
That's right. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
So what are you looking forward to in 2021, Owen?
Oh, man.
Got a whole list, guys.
What am I looking forward to?
I didn't come that prepared.
I'm looking forward to breaking into this to-do list. Look, this is only the beginning.
It's a big old to-do list. It's not
New
even
year
on the
2021 to-do.
There we go.
Goals/list updated. And as you can see, it's a long one. Lots of stuff. I plan on. Okay, so this is one thing. Oh, wait.
Remember, he didn't used to drink.
Me?
He doesn't drink a lot, but.
Okay, wait. Listener is Brody, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Tyler, you need to stop playing with that because we don't want you to knock
I
the
just
light over.
didn't drink often, is all. I just wasn't much on drinking. But I do on special occasions. I know that I didn't much when we were on production because I was the one driving us around.
Plus, he was at work.
Yeah, and I was at work. Granted, I was at work, right? And we're not in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's Brody.
It's
yeah.
also not okay to beat your wives anymore. So
It's also yeah. A lot of things change. But doing the podcast has gotten me used to and quick at sort of doing audio editing. So it's kind of since it's improved my audio editing skills, I plan on trying to have the audio version of Two Boys, a Gun in Summer up and available on Amazon by like mid-February.
Yes.
Like,
I really want to
that'd
do
be awesome.
audio. I really want to do audio stuff too, but
Well, I mean, the audiobook read by the author usually sells best unless I can get Matthew McConaughey or Morgan Freeman to do it. Then I'm probably better off doing it myself, right?
And the two boys found a gun.
And
the railroad tracks
and
of
the two
life.
and the two boys found a gun. And the two boys found a gun on the railroad tracks of life.
Andy Dufresne cost me $20 that night.
Andy Dufresne cost me $20 that
Tyler,
night.
that's
And it
enough
cost
playing on that. Seriously.
Me more.
Because I don't want you knocking the equipment over.
Over the years, just start trying to do. Just try our best to continue the Morgan
What are we using to
Freeman
do the audio?
everything. Huh?
What are we using to do the audio for your thing?
So for this one, that'd be cool. What are you using to do the audio? So I'll be recording it with a Rode mic and my H4n.
So yeah, it's pretty much got the
Yeah.
crisp quality already. So
Yeah. So it just comes down to me being well hydrated.
right, and not having a lot of background noise.
Break all the things, kid. Just break all the things. Break all the things, kid. Knock it over.
I don't care whose kid it was. If somebody broke my stuff in this house, because Lord knows you don't see what's going on back here, their life would end by the Sicilian spatula of death.
That's a real thing, folks. I've seen it in her kitchen.
This is a clean spatula.
Yeah, well, she keeps it clean. I mean,
It's
obviously.
red, it's silicone, and it does not play.
That's what she said? So I guess a lot of people are like heartbroken that The Office is leaving Netflix after today. Or I guess starting today.
Really?
I don't care.
You don't care because you're a heartless bastard. And you're upset that
I'm not
that The
upset at
Office
all.
that The Office is actually a better show than Community.
No, I don't think that's right at all.
I think we need to have a debate about it. But in order to do so, I need to watch Community and you need to watch The Office.
Someone's crying. Are you, Linear Hippo, is that about The Office leaving Netflix? I didn't realize you're an Office fan.
Oh, Linear Hippo, I am equally as disturbed and heartbroken as you are. Like, okay, so look, let's.
But what do you think's better?
let's-
No, I
no,
know you,
hold
Linear
on.
Hippo. There's no way you don't like Community better than The Office. There's no way.
Okay, so look. All right, Linear Hippo. All right, before you can answer that question, then answer this one. All right, are you one to cry during movies, film, etc.? And then, next question. Yes, parkour. That's right. Thank you, listener Brody. Fuck yeah, man. God damn it. Way to have my back, brother. Parkour is fucking right. Parkour. I've only seen maybe one episode of Community. High five, Linear Hippo.
Oh, see, that's it. You just haven't seen it yet.
We just
You
high
don't know.
five. No, but
You
this is
just
the thing.
don't know.
So, Linear Hippo, are you one to tear up during a good movie or show or anything? Are you known to be in touch with your emotions enough to cry? Because if so, you'll have to just let me know. I've cried during The Office.
He cries during everything.
Shut up! I don't cry during everything. I can think of 3 specific moments during The Office, and they're all later seasons. Okay, parkour instantly trips upon trying to jump. Yes, exactly. Is exactly right, Ghost. Instantly trips upon trying to jump. And yeah, no, I do. I cry at everything. Which I think would be... I've been watching a lot of Survivor because I'm writing a Survivor.
That could be one of our YouTube skits. You could just be a character that just cries at like the weirdest things.
But this is the thing, though, is that I have to be able to harness that so that I can cry on
just
camera.
like pop in the office before we film and. Do you cry at parkour?
Do you cry at parkour? I do cry at parkour. No, I don't cry at parkour.
Only when he fails.
My heart is stone cold. I don't cry for anything. Okay, well, yeah, but that's listener. I want to know about Linear Hippo.
No one cares about listener.
Don't confuse me.
Linear Hippo right now.
Don't confuse me, Brody. We know you're stone cold. I'm not asking.
Oh, he's saying that he likes
know from
The Office
someone
more than
who's
Community. Because he's only seen one episode of Community. So.
I've only seen a couple of episodes of Community myself. I don't tend to tear up, but I would say I'm in touch with the emotions. Okay, well, I've cried 3 different times during The Office. If I would only concede that Community is better if it can make me laugh as much as it makes me cry. If it makes me cry, then I'll be like, okay, Community's better. If I don't cry during the Community, it can make me piss myself laughing, and I'm not gonna say it's as good as The Office.
Yeah, I guess I've never cried during Community, but that's not the type of comedy it is.
Oh, I know, but what does it say about your comedy when you can laugh as hard as you can at The Office, even years after the fact, and still have episodes that make you cry? And I mean, like, cry. Like, okay, now all right, I am a parent, okay, so, like, there's that whole,
Yeah, what kind of crying are we talking here? Are you talking about ugly crying, or... like just like some tears coming down.
If you want the truth, you ask Karina.
Ask Karina.
I've had combinations of both. Like, okay, she walked in on me one time. I think it was during the movie called Silence.
But did I not stop and sound just like Jackie?
You were like,
I was
no.
like, oh my god. Like,
are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, she thought something really bad had happened, and I'm pretty sure I was watching Silence with the second Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2?
No,
Yes,
I'm
he
saying
does.
the second
Yes, he does,
person.
Ghost.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew-
Thank you.
okay.
Way to drop the ball, Josh.
That was very
Thank
vague.
you, Catherine. The second Spider-Man, as in the second person to play Spider-Man.
Okay, anyway, Andrew Garfield.
The second Spider-Man, as in
Who's a
no,
good
not
actor?
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, Andrew Garfield. Okay, I think the movie is called Silence. When a boss kills him and his group. No, that's not something I would cry about, Ghost, and you know better. I'm more like, damn it. I'm more likely to rage quit.
He's more like, "Gone."
Gasping for air, just a couple of tears. I've done all three. I've definitely done all three. But so with Andrew Garfield, this is the story here of when she. I'm pretty sure it's when she caught me and I was like, like ugly crying.
It was pretty bad.
Because in Silence, like, you know,
Was it silent?
I'm a
Was
really
it-
I'm a awful Christian, but I'm still very much, you know, a Christian. I'm a really bad one though. Don't follow my example. And so
Or do.
Andrew Garfield gives this man a cross, and it is illegal for them to have any Christian like symbolism or anything. Like they get killed for it, and it touched me. I was bawling, crying. I was like, and she walked in, and I was like, oh fuck, man, oh fuck. And I was like, he gave him a cross.
With his feminine
I'm like, he gave him a cross or something.
I'm trying to remember the last movie I watched that made me cry. TV shows do it a lot more because, like,
Because of the
good TV shows.
Because the long story, you have more time with the characters.
You have more time to build a relationship
Yeah.
with the character.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Like New Mutants is an example. Like, I'm not gonna feel anything for any of those assholes when they die because I don't give a shit about any of them.
Right? No, yeah. But I mean, I'm saying like, there's plenty of movies that I've cried at, but New Mutants does an awful job at making us feel or get in touch with the characters.
No.
You know,
I'm not saying it's like not happened. I can't remember the last movie that I have had that sort of emotional response to. Although I've had it a lot this year specifically, but it's all been like for TV shows.
Right. Okay, so what was the last thing you cried at?
Probably Oliver Queen's last. I was surprised by this too. The series finale of Arrow, the way they did the series finale was.
You cried during the season finale of Arrow?
The last season of Arrow is like the perfect fucking season.
That's beautiful, Josh.
Minus the backdoor pilot they tried to do for the spinoff. That was an awful episode.
Well, that's beautiful.
But the other 9 episodes were perfect. That's saying something because I really did not like that. Like, I struggled a lot with that show. Legends of Tomorrow also made me cry, which was surprising to me. But
I mean, you know, big disclaimer. I think we've already established I'm a big pussy. But I cried sometime yesterday watching an episode of Survivor. I'm pretty sure. Like when family.
You cried on an episode of Survivor?
Yeah, man. You watch. You know. Okay.
It gets really intense.
Shush! Stop!
You have no idea.
Stop! You watch 11 hours with these people.
11
okay?
hours is it? That's it. That's because
Per
you know
season. Stop! It happens every season, okay? Because not me crying, just the thing that happens in the challenges. They reach a point where, in the challenges, they're given nourishment.
That look thing that the office people do.
They're given that nourishment
That's not gonna work.
of family members coming to visit them or whatever for like one day or whatever, like during one challenge. And there's always like emotion. And like if anyone there that is there still left in the game that you care about and they get to see their family, or I mean, you know, like, so just studying psychology and how emotions work and everything else, most of the time when you cry during a movie or a TV show or something like that, it's because you have a cherished connection. You're basically tapping into nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. It's because you relate to whatever the situation is.
Right. So, like, anytime a guy on there has their mom come and visit, I'm in fucking tears because I only have a mom. I never had a dad, you know.
For the 2 episodes I was speaking of, both of them involved fathers dying.
And see, like, anytime I see a scene where a father says he's proud of a son, I die in tears because I never had a father to tell me he was proud.
Well.
Yeah, if it's done well. Yeah. Not every time it's like Jesus, right? Like, that would be pathetic. But no, when it's done well, I especially like the father scenes in hell, like there's even moments in Star Trek: The Next Generation where Picard felt fatherly to Data, and Star Trek Picard, I cried. Okay, this was what was interesting.
Here we go.
A lot of people cried during the last episode of Star Trek Picard. I didn't cry at all during the last episode of Star Trek Picard. I'm starting to feel that alcohol. I cried during the first 3 episodes of Star Trek Picard, like during the scenes where he's like solemnly like feeling the guilt and remembering Data, spoiler alert, and all this other stuff. Like, because I remember Data and the bond that they built during that show, like, I was in tears. When Picard at the end, spoiler alert, dies, just to come back, more spoilers, I'm like, I guess it's not only that I saw it coming, but it was also just like, so fucking what? Like, it wasn't satisfying, one, because he's not dead.
Right.
And two,
you know he's not going to stay dead, yeah.
Yeah, and because of the way it happened.
Here's a question. What you thought was the most emotional...
Get something to eat, Ghosted.
Yeah. What did you think was the most emotional TV death that you experienced?
The most emotional TV death?
Scripted.
And see, this is the thing. Okay, so if it specifically has to be TV death, because I don't even cry hardest at TV deaths, because so many of them are poorly done, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's not been very many good ones.
Like, when I think of times like I've like cried hard during like movies or TV shows, episode 3 of season 1 of The Walking Dead comes to mind, when he finds his family. I mean, like, it has 11 seasons. I've at least seen episode 3 of season 1 at least 11 fucking times. Like, I've seen it at least that many times, and every single time I watch it, it makes me cry.
Right.
Like, but there's no deaths except for maybe Glenn's that makes me cry in that show. None of the other deaths. I mean, okay, well, okay.
You mostly just rage.
Lori died. When Lori died, I cried because
Really? I cheered.
No, I wasn't upset about
her dying.
I was upset about, like, wait.
You're upset about Andrew Lincoln's reaction.
I'm remembering it wrong.
Yeah.
The problem is that I'm already crying because of how, like, on edge I am about the baby reacting every time. So then when the baby, like, reacts, I become a mush.
Yeah.
I become a mush. So then I'm crying for, like, a consistent 5 minutes. So then, even during the ridiculous part that would never make me cry, Carl!
I laughed
like,
my ass off
yeah,
at
it's
that.
as funny as that shit
I
is.
couldn't help
I'm
it.
still
Like,
already in breakdown
and
mode.
I know it's not the actor's fault. I don't know why it came across so weird, but it just did. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe it was the squatting when he was whatever. To me, I thought one of the saddest deaths that I could think of off the top of my head was Charlie's death in Lost. I thought that was a really sad death.
Okay, I have yet to see Lost.
Was those fireworks or gunshots?
Those were gunshots.
That's Indianapolis. So you don't know.
Yeah, gunshots. People firing shots. I'm sure just into the air.
They're probably just shooting in the air.
Yeah. Which, you know.
I guess I never considered that possibility.
They are. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Well, I mean, okay, I'm not sure they are. There's plenty of fucking violence. I'm sure there's...
I'm 65% positive.
I'm 65% positive someone's just celebrating.
There's nobody out here. Okay, no, there's still people.
Yeah, homie. Yeah, yes, plenty. Yes, still plenty. But the... oh, shit. Okay, so... What was your most emotional? Oh yeah, you said Lost. We were discussing Lost. Okay, Lost. So I haven't. The reason why I haven't seen Lost. Okay, wait. When Carl's mom gets eaten by the walker, that is one of the sickest scenes ever.
What? That's not a scene.
That's not a scene.
What are you talking about?
That's not a scene.
She dies off screen.
Yeah, she dies off screen.
Huh? Joyce Summers. My wife is volunteering Joyce Summers and Buffy as being a sad death. I thought Tara was sadder personally.
The episode called The Body.
The episode after was
where
really good.
they deal with her death because you
I
don't
did cry.
see her die. You just see her laying there dead on the couch when Buffy finds her. And like the first, 5 to 7 minutes of that episode, like I have trouble.
Baby,
like I know what
you grab
happens, but I have trouble
alcohol?
rewatching it because it is so
Just bring it back in here.
emotional. And just the way it's shot and the sound and everything,
Spank
it's
ya.
just intense.
So what were you trying to ask Kelly?
I was just trying to tell her this is past podcast recording. We're just live on Twitch, just chilling for New Year's. You can speak up.
Okay.
You don't have to be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna turn that one off because this one's all done for the night. Okay, and so this is the thing. In 15 minutes, it becomes 1 a.m. just a state over in Illinois for Chicago and everybody else. And we'll take a shot for those who are celebrating the new year in Chicago and I think all the way over to Missouri is where it stays that 1 hour range.
Yeah, listener, we live a little bit north of that actually. We live on Kitley, but we live farther north of what you're talking about.
Yeah. We're over here on the west side. We hear gunshots all the time,
right now where we are at this location in time is on the west side.
Yeah, we hear gunshots all the time. It's not out of the norm. It's awful. I'm not really concerned about it until it's near my house. I mean, towards my house.
Yeah, Carl kills Lori, but it's all done off screen. And then when they get back, she's been dragged off by something. Right.
So
they don't actually see the walkers eating her.
Right. The most gruesome part of the whole thing really is when Rick comes back and guts the walker that ate Lori.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I mean it's definitely a gruesome scene when she gets cut open.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was very Hollywoodizedly done.
I thought of another TV death. In the Buffy spin-off series Angel, the character of Fred, Winifred Burkle, in the last season, she is basically, spoiler alert, she's being hauled out from the inside by some entity called Illyria that eventually takes over her body. But basically it kills her in doing that. And her last lines as she delivers them, it's so heartbreaking. She just, she's laying there in her lover's arms and just, I cried at that.
When Wash died in the movie Serenity, I cried.
Oh gosh, yes.
Trying to think.
Alan Tudyk.
Huh.
The end of Avengers Endgame.
Welcome back, Ghost. Oh yeah.
Also Avengers Endgame. That was probably the last time I cried during.
Oh man, Avengers Endgame. That's.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was funny because when that movie came out, I'm pretty sure I went to see it just a few days after it released, right, in theaters. And I read a review about it after I went to see it. And it said that Chris Evans had cried 5 times during the film.
Right.
I beat his record. I cried 6 times during that freaking film.
I cried a lot too.
It was awful. I cry when Jeremy Renner goes back to grab the baseball glove,
and his family's gone.
No. I mean, I cried at the beginning of that too. Okay, the very opening scene. Yes, I cried.
When he goes back in time.
I'm talking when he goes back in time. I died, man.
I definitely cried during the opening scene. I cried Black Widow dying. Although because of the movie, you know that she didn't. And that's just a joke from our podcast earlier. And I cried at the end with Iron Man, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, in Infinity War, who gave a shit? Because they weren't all going to stay dead. You know?
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
For
sure. Yeah. You knew there was a point that we're going to come back.
Peter Parker was kind of sad just because of his reaction.
Yes. But no. Okay. In Infinity War.
And Groot.
That was
too. That one was sad.
Yeah.
See, and when Groot, I guess I was probably already still too sad about the Peter Parker was the one that shook me.
He was the very last one.
In Infinity War, because that was the one that I cried at during the movie.
Leather Hippo, yes, it is set in the past.
I was terrified for Tony Stark.
Yeah, on our podcast earlier, when we reviewed it as if we had seen it, I had made a mention that her and Florence Pugh's character, which was another Black Widow, did a face swap to beat the villain, and so I was implying that the Black Widow that died in Endgame was actually Florence Pugh.
Right, which is
not
based on
Scarlett
a current
which is
fan
based on,
theory,
which is
right,
based
going
on a fan
around.
theory that
Yeah,
I thought
going
was
around
really
right now.
interesting.
Yeah.
But that's the explanation behind that.
But yes, a listener, I thought the fact that she was already eaten was really messed up. Agreed. Yeah, it was. But they didn't show that. They didn't show her dead body, though. And then Ghost, I already know you already watch films based on history, but I know Cry. Yeah. You should have aimed for the head. Yeah, I love that line. I thought Black Widow was set in the past. It is. Yes, we addressed that. The meme with Captain America chopping wood and Tony Stark asking if he'd seen Groot.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, the meme with Captain America chopping wood and Tony Stark asking if he'd seen Groot. That's awful. Huh?
You can hold on to this.
Yeah, 10 more minutes. But yes, and then let's see.
I also cried with Captain America dancing with Peggy Carter at the end, but it was happy tears.
See, I don't remember crying. I think I was cried out at that point. So I was more just like happy for Falcon. You know, like
yay, Falcon gets something to do.
Yay, Falcon gets the shield. I was more just like happy that Falcon gets the shield.
I love how they made that Avengers Assemble cartoon show like right after the Avengers movie, and like Falcon was like the new recruit in the TV show. And he is like Tony Stark light in the TV show, which is so funny. Because that is not his character at all in the movies.
In the movies, right.
And even after the movies comes out and they're still making the show, they don't even bother trying to change him. Like, they're like, yeah, this is just who we have. Like, we're just going to keep him like this nerdy science guy. And it was like, what?
Right.
Like, it's just such a weird, weird other personality.
Well, it's interesting because, we reviewed the Black Widow movie again during the podcast earlier. And when I was watching the new Rockstars trailer breakdowns, when they were talking about, Eric Voss kept bringing up the fact that there was a deleted scene where Natasha talked about going back from Civil War, where Natasha talked about going back to Russia to see about her parents, and they were just it was just two gravestones.
Right.
So it sounded like in Civil War that she knew who her parents was, but then by the time she goes to meet Red Skull in Endgame, she didn't know who her father was.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's that. So that is an argument, but I looked at it, at least from the trailers, it seemed more like those other guys were kind of like a surrogate family. They weren't really her.
Yeah, no,
family.
exactly,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So then, of course, if she had went back to Russia to track down her parents,
Right.
it could have been just whoever she regarded
That's
as
right.
a mother or father figure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And
yeah.
so we would have seen the Red Guard or whatever the guy's name is.
Red Guardian? I don't know
Red
what
Guardian, I think is what his name was. Yeah, exactly. So that would have been interesting too. And let's see. So we're 7 minutes away from the new year, just an hour west of us. Still just 7 minutes.
See,
away,
yeah, my
folks.
problem with a lot of deaths, like 80 to 90% of deaths on television, they're either so shocking and with such a small character that I don't care, or like they string it out for an entire episode. Like for Sean Astin dying in Stranger Things, like I was just like, just fucking die already. Like I know you're going to, and he just does a bunch of stupid shit. Like, and it's not his. I mean, it's just the way it's written, but his character is just doing really questionable stuff on the entire way out. And yeah, he almost makes it, then gets caught. But it's like he's going to, like he's going to die, and at that point it's just like just do it. Or like you just do it. Or Andrea, like in Walking Dead season 3, that whole episode was her dying basically, and it was just like, that is dumb.
Right.
Because it's stuff that's like could be avoidable, but it's like people act like morons up to the point that they die, and at that point you're just mad at them.
Yeah. It's like
Yondu dying, that was sad.
Oh yeah. No, I did. I do recall crying.
Yeah.
But that was like, see, this is where we're talking about the difference in tears. That was like a single tear, like
Yeah,
That's
that
sad.
was
one of
like
those
that's a
one of
really
those-
touching moment.
Yeah, it's one of those single tear
And honestly,
deaths.
I feel like they killed it by having like the weird
the
funeral.
weird funeral with the fireworks.
They went way
yeah,
overboard.
Yeah,
I was
they
like-
did. Like trying to make it
it's
too.
It's cool that you guys had it, but you had me emotionally with the whole.
Well-
he may be your father, boy, but he's not your daddy. That right
Yeah,
there. Was,
yes, yeah, and then not only that, but yes, that's the touching moment. Whereas the funeral thing is just kind of like,
I don't need
okay,
to see-
well, we know because Sylvester Stallone said at the beginning of the movie, "You'll never get the lightning
Right,
thing,
so you know what's
baby,
gonna
no."
happen. Like, it's like, oh, there is absolutely no reason for him to mention that, except for the possibility that Yondu will die in the near future and get the Ravager funeral.
Ravager funeral.
You're never gonna go ravage a funeral.
You're never gonna get a Ravager funeral. Yeah, exactly.
I know we make fun of him, but I love Sylvester Stallone.
I do
cannot
too,
help
and
it.
which is funny because Rena hates Sylvester Stallone, but I love Sylvester Stallone too. Another movie that makes me cry, Rocky Balboa.
Was
like-
Michonne really a savior before joining Rick's
Like the
crew?
26.
Or was that just a hallucination? No, I don't think she was. She
Yeah,
was out
Michelle
by
was
herself
really-
until she ran into Andrea.
Yeah, definitely not. That was definitely a hallucination.
Yeah,
she
I
was
don't know
she
what
was
you were
she was
smoking.
by herself. She was a loner because she was part of a group
Yeah.
that was basically hiding out in tents, like tents,
Right.
like no wall or anything, with a bunch of other survivors. And then when I guess the camp got overrun when she was away,
Yeah.
and she blamed her basically
Her-
boyfriend
her
and her
boyfriend
boyfriend's
and-
brother for the death of the baby,
Because
and
they were
punished
high.
them for it.
They were high when it happened, and
Because
they
they
weren't.
were high when it
yeah,
happened. Yep.
They weren't
Yep,
paying
yep, yep.
attention. So
Yep. Yeah, crazy
the
stuff.
dangers of weed.
What?
I'm just kidding.
They're probably shooting heroin or something.
No,
it's like,
yeah,
come
right.
on now.
I'm just kidding.
It's like, really?
just-
It's like they're getting high. It's like, oh shit, is this zombie about to eat our baby?
Yeah. Yeah, you've heard of the was it the 1940s movie called Reefer Madness?
No, yeah, it was in the 1950s, I think.
Right.
But yeah, where they get high
That's
and they're
one we
like
should
laughing
definitely-
fit and like dive out of the window.
That's one we should definitely review. Is Reefer Madness?
Well, probably sometime around 420.
Yeah.
Around, April 20th. That'll be funny to review stoner films for that era. In the most recent season, she hallucinates that she was a savior and she's taken captive and fed a trippy apple.
I haven't watched it yet. So
In the most recent season, as in the first part of season 11, because I've watched season 10 and I don't remember that at all.
she's not even in season 11, I don't think.
She's not in season 11 part. I mean, no, she's in season 11. You're talking about season 10, and it's 10B that she doesn't make much of appearance because she's already off, away from, like, with that one guy.
It's spoilers for Walking Dead. You don't want to hear it.
But, okay, so let's see. Hold on, we're getting down
It
to
is
2
2
minutes.
minutes, yep.
Minute 45 seconds away from taking this shot and closing out tonight's live stream.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
Yes, indeed.
We probably should have planned better for stuff to talk about after we were done with our podcast, but last time you guys were all so
Whatever. After
so
this
talkative
pressure's
that we were all
off.
good.
After this pressure's off. Yeah, that was a fun Table Talk Tuesday. I mean, Tube Talk Tuesday.
Whatever it was.
That's what it was. It was Tube Talk Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine, listener. Don't worry about it.
No, I am all cut up. I am. And I just don't remember that. And Ghost will be RB. Well, I'll see. Ghost will probably see you in the Discord then. Because we are a minute away from taking this toast for the people
in Chicago,
west of the host.
More gunshots.
Yeah. It's very rude.
It's a good thing I can sleep through those.
I know, right? So, Ghost, does your now I know that it's pandemic year, but Ghost, does your family usually have plans for the new year?
I think Ghost left. She said be right back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's
Ghost
I love
Ghost said
like,
BRB.
if you drag that.
You're getting a side glare from Rena.
Oh, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy second New Year!
Happy second New Year, Illinois and stuff.
Woo! Why are you sitting in vertical?
Oof.
You know Kelly's gonna watch it again.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am. But go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and send that to me in the Discord, then, Brody. All right, folks. And thank you so much for tuning in with us. And I hope you guys have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
If you are not already a member of the Discord, you can type in !Discord, and it will throw a link at you that'll invite you to our lounge. We have discussions covering TVs, movies, lore and video games, memes, a section we call Alchemy in Real Life, where we talk about in real life stuff, obviously, and share pictures of one another and stuff like that. And we have regular hosted voice chat sessions, and our Discord hosts 5 different streamers on Twitch, not just myself. The Gamerman and Scholars stream team is, in case you missed it earlier, is I myself, Hohenheim Pro, Horace Whistler, Winchkin, Turtle Monk, and Deja Vu Gaming. So you guys, thank you very much, and Happy New Year. And here we go.
Videos, so.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of.
He's got Phasmophobia videos with other people.
We have Phasmophobia videos with other people. Gamerman and Scholars has a YouTube channel, and so does Hohenheim Productions. And you guys can all find that in the About section and below. Listener, thank you for redeeming that hydrate.
Oh God.
Dose times.
We're going with the hydrating now.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna be hydrate now as we end stream. Okay, here we go.
All right,
and
let's
chug.
Get to the point.